name is Nigar. I'm from Azerbaijan, and I'm working like about more than 14 years, and I have all over my overall experience, let's say, and more than 11 years I'm working in HR sphere. And I started my career in one of the telecom companies here. That was an international company, and which, let's say, brought me further to the consultancy as well. And so I've switched to different companies during my career. I work with international startup companies and like corporate companies, big companies here in Azerbaijan. And right now I'm working in State Maritime and Port Agency under the Ministry of Development, Digital Development and Transport. So, and also I'm consultant for Cansulta as well, and I'm trying to do my other, let's say, projects, international consultancies. So, of course, in HR and kind of business management. So, I love HR. I love people. Let's say we call it right now. It's very popular in the world, talking about the people operations and people management. So I love working with people, and if I'm making their lives better, so that's great for me. It's kind of an achievement for me. It's like you're touching the lives of the people when you're working. So you bring something new, you accept the challenge, and you are open for new learnings. Yeah, basically, maybe a very short introduction of me. First, there's something that always keeps me updated and keeps me learning new things. And it's kind of also a recharging and refreshing something that apart from my, let's say, daily work. So the thing that I love in consultancy, it's more about coaching, I would say, because I like the coaching style. And you are asking a lot of questions, and you bring people to the idea of what they want actually from a consultant. So by asking those questions and making people to find those answers is really helpful. And also you bring something, you bring value to them. So it's mainly what I like about the consultancy. And the consultancy for me is a really short-term, let's say, impact that you bring for the companies and for the people, of course. It's about, I would say, the new business streams that excites me. For example, the world is growing really fast, and we are facing a lot of differences and change, right? So let's say we faced pandemic, COVID-19 years ago, and we needed to shift our minds. So the shifting and adapting to change, also bringing something new to those changes motivates me. Let's say you find new solutions to the problems. You need to think out of the box. You need to bring new ideas. Like kind of I said about like new streams, business streams. Let's say right now the people are working with AIs like ChatGPT came to our life. So and it shifts really a lot of things. The people are using it in business, in education. So for me right now, it's really interesting how to adapt and how to kind of work and live with that. So, and I'm really kind of a tech-savvy person that loves that old new technology and trying all of that. And also I'm looking at that like kind of how I can use it to bring something, let's say, to consultancy or to my work. So that's really exciting. Modern HR, there is the word that we are using, all of us right now, it's agile, right? So modern HR for me is agile HR, that we are not waiting for a longer or we are not setting, let's say, longer tasks, targets, or KPIs right now. We are focusing on objective and key results like OKRs that we're talking mainly, right? And a lot of companies started to change from traditional performance management to that level of change. So it is like when you are an agile or kind of new HR, let's say, so you need to adapt those changes really fast. Example, years ago, we were recruiting, like we were opening the position, waiting, let's say, kind of for 10 days to close the position. And then we were starting screening, doing interviews and all of that steps, right? So how we are changing right now the recruitment strategy. We are fast. We are receiving the candidates. We are not waiting. We are headhunting. We are moving and doing the screening, and the recruitment period is really shortened for right now, let's say for a couple of years. So using that agile methodologies and task management, setting tasks and giving the deadlines, and kind of appreciating employees and, let's say, team members. I don't like the word employees a lot, to be honest. So team members, appreciating them for doing that, like always going for small wins and also celebrate those small wins. It also motivates employees a lot, and it brings like kind of an engagement to those teams, because there's also a new generation, Generation Z, right? They are not waiting for something to, or they don't like routine. We need to adapt with understand those new generations. So what they want, they're not planning to work for a longer period in the companies. They want something new. Just give me those challenges. You need to always, also they're looking for some feedback from you. So I guess that the new HR is a kind of also a coach who is next to people, also coach them to get to the next level faster. Not waiting for, let's say, kind of longer promotions or something. So I guess that's a new world for us, for HRs. Oh, that would be basically the being a part of change and transformation. Because right now, and like for about the last 2 years, I'm working on governmental transformation. So, and that is something that you are like facing a lot of problems. I wouldn't say the problems, maybe challenges and issues, let's say. So, and here is the main thing is mindset shifting. So, because not everyone is on the same page, and the people were used to work with older procedures, and even some of the companies didn't have the procedures. They were just chaotically doing everything. And when you were asking that, okay, now we need to set certain procedures to do these things, and they were saying that, no, we used to work like that. That was good. So, and you need to work with those people, train them, and to explain what is the change management, why we are doing this change, and what will be the result of those changes. When we are talking about the change management, there is a perfect thing that I love, and also I got the training from a great person. She was saying about the S curves. It's like new stream. What is an S curve? It's like a company that goes up, and it's on its top. or let's say a team member on its top of his or her journey, right? So you need to set a new S-curve for that person or for that company. What will this person do next? What will be the new product for this company, let's say, to not to go down, because in earlier times some companies like were not using the new technologies or new products and they were going down or like staying in the same place. So that's about for HRs to understand that we were setting like development goals, we were setting always like performance and targets, but what will be next for that person? And also there is a perfect thing that is called self-development. So how to bring people to that self-development, that's one of the, let's say, our goals right now. So there are kind of, the change management is a really very interesting but very tough, and I had really a lot of lessons learned during, let's say, that period of time. Especially, it's easier when you're working with international companies. For example, in our country, it is a bit hard and tough, but in a short time of period, in 1 year, we did a lot of change, and that the people are started to feel more appreciated. Because when you go to the new company and you are new HR, they were kind of afraid of you, that you came here for worse change. But when they see that, okay, you're here and you're here for development, for their development, we had like one-to-one sessions with almost all team members, and giving them opportunity and explaining them what is ownership, explaining them that you are part of the change, explaining why we are setting values and what are the values, and how, and we set kind of a workshop with all employees to be a part of that, let's say, value creation, because it's a kind of a brainstorming, and they feel valued also when creating and when being part of those changes. Good change management, it looks like a very good leadership team, and who are on the same page, and they understand the strategy, they understand the goal of the company, and they work as a team on those changes. So, and they always communicate, let's say, every step and the change that happened to the team members. So that is the main point. I always say that communication is a key. So if you will do it only on leadership level, you will fail. You need to keep your team members informed all about those changes and all about those incomes and outcomes, let's say, not only. So an example, let me tell you one example about what happened in one of the companies that I was working. When I started, there was old team members already, and I started working with them. But unfortunately, their skills and the capacity was not at that level that we wanted, because that was very, very old understanding of the HR, and very, I would say, even like from Soviet Union, maybe. So, I asked for 3 to 6 months period from my top, let's say, CEO, that I want to work with them and give me a chance. Maybe I can do kind of an reskilling or upskilling for them. But here is a problem. The people, they were not open for change. They were not open for learning. Even when you were kind of saying that you need to go to develop yourself, and we are sending you to certain set of training, like let's create a development plan for you. They were saying that no, we don't want that. So that's really hard. Yeah, I faced that issue, let's say, in my career. So I needed to, what I did, I brought new people to team just to mix them. Maybe that will be helpful. So, and as a result of, let's say, a new people came in, and because the HR is one of the, let's say, main contact point for all team members and for the communication. So what happened, the other department directors, that was really great, kind of also I would mention it as an achievement for me. They said that your team is one of the best teams here in our company, and we want our teams be like that. So I would say that that's kind of a really great achievement would be for any manager to hear that, because you need to be helpful, you need to be supportive. If you even have a bad mood, you are in HR, so the people are coming to you, they are talking to you. So that's really one of the, let's say, points. Also, a good management is where the management offers you new curves, learning curves. I mentioned the reskilling. So we were talking about the new streams previously, right? So if the older generation or the other people, you don't need to fire them if they don't have certain skills. Surely they need to be open for the development. But here you need to use kind of reskilling, because they need to learn new skills and to switch to other jobs. So that would be, I would say, the great example of a change management, that you didn't fire, but you reskilled the people, and they're now working in other fields, and they're bringing results, and they're bringing value for your company. Actually, I was working with one of the, I was consulting one of the US companies, and it was in life sciences sphere. So they had a really different and chaotic approach to recruitment. They were saying that we need those positions urgently. So what I did there, I did kind of a job analysis to really understand that if they really need those positions. So what happened, I came up like not cutting all of the positions, but really we had like if they had 10 open positions, at the end we came up with only 3 positions, because when you're in a startup, you're trying to hire a lot of people. That's the truth. But when you look at what the business need is, when you understand that, so job analysis of course helps here, business analysis helps here, and you need to give the justification to the leadership team. So why you think that, and why you need to hire first those 3 positions, and then maybe you will go for other 7 positions. So that was really great that the leadership team accepted and understand it, and they were really thinking that, okay, that's really good. And they were, for example, only first thinking that, oh, we are Italians and we need to hire only from Italy, and then so it's easier, of course, like when you are working remotely, because right now what we are doing, a lot of people working remotely. That's one of the basically the new streams. So you sit wherever you want, you live wherever you want, and you can work traveling or living there or there. So That's a new stream. But what I suggested to that company that, okay, so you need to do, you are in US, and also you need to do a lot of things, and you need this skill sets. So what we can do, mainly those people are living, let's say, in United States or in other European companies, European countries as well. So, and I suggested that let's look at it more globally, not only, let's say, in Italy, and or not certain, let's say, kind of a one company, for example, from hiring from McKinsey, right? So we started doing different types of, what I did for them, I changed the job description, I changed the job advertisement, and we were successful. And we hired those, let's say, 3 people, and they were really happy with that. And there was a kind of what we did. We hired skilled professionals from different countries. And also we did a kind of budget cutting, so they were not paying a lot. And also those 7 positions were freed as well.
So that was like a unexpected win-win.
Exactly. That was unexpected win-win. So really, when you're a consultant, for me, it's like not just going and working only on the needs of customer. You need to understand really the business and go with suggestions, because they may not see the I call it helicopter view, right? You see it differently. You see it from the outside. So that's very important when you're a consultant. Well, I would say that keeping HR as your first contact point, and also HR for me should report to the CEO, because if you are involved in all those processes, and if you know, because HR always knows what happens in the company, right? And giving that authority and the ownership to the people is really important. And who is starting the businesses at some point, when the people are starting, I saw the startups that were not hiring HRs first. They were thinking that, okay, I may outsource it. Basically, they were thinking about only the payroll and so on. And they were not thinking that I need a kind of people engagement or something. And those companies, they really fail at the end because they're not focusing on the people. So when you're starting a business, for me, the best advice here would be focus on the people that you're working with, that you're hiring with, focus on their development, focus on their engagement. Because if you will be focusing only on the revenue, it changes. And you need people who will be staying with you, who will be supporting you to, as I mentioned, to new S-curves, to bring your new streams, new revenues. Because when you feel that kind of belonging, you want to do more, you want to add more value, you want to create more things for that company that will be really work for the longer term. So yeah, the best advice here is focus on people.